Story begins with a mysterious legend about a mansion, Bhoot Bangla, located on the outskirts of a quiet village. The villagers speak of it in hushed tones, avoiding even its name. They say that whoever enters the mansion never returns. A group of four young friends, Amit, Riya, Neha, and Raj, hear this story from an old villager one evening and, filled with curiosity and bravado, decide to visit the mansion. They believe it's all a myth, and they're eager to challenge the paranormal tales. As the group makes plans to visit, strange things start happening to each of them. Amit begins to have nightmares about the mansion. Nia feels a cold presence following her, and Raj keeps hearing whispers in his ear. But despite these signs, they decide to go, dismissing it as coincidence or their imagination. The group arrives at the mansion just before dusk. The house is towering, covered in thick vines, and the windows are shut tight. It looks abandoned, but the air around it is unnaturally still. As they explore the surroundings, they discover strange markings on the walls and floor, like symbols drawn in blood. Raj finds an old journal hidden in the basement, detailing a history of the mansion and its tragic past. It was once home to a powerful family whose members vanished mysteriously. As the sun sets, they hear faint sounds, footsteps, voices, and a chilling breeze moves through the house. Ria feels a cold hand brush against her back, but when she turns, no one is there. They start experiencing paranormal events like doors slamming, objects shifting, and shadowy figures darting past the corners of their eyes. The journal reveals that the mansion was built by a wealthy family in the 1800s. The family was cursed after the eldest daughter, Anjali, was involved in dark rituals to bring back a loved one from the dead. These rituals went horribly wrong, and the mansion was consumed by a powerful curse. Spirit of Anjali, consumed by rage and despair, haunted the mansion, trapping the souls of anyone who entered. The friends start experiencing increasingly disturbing visions. They see Anjali's ghost, a beautiful woman in a white sari, weeping in the dark. But each time they approach her, she vanishes, leaving behind a trail of blood. Nick starts to hear whispers calling his name, while Nia begins to see shadowy figures in the mirrors. Raj's reflection starts moving on its own, separate from his actions. They realize they are being haunted by something far worse than they imagine. Their skepticism is slowly replaced by fear as they feel themselves being drawn into the mansion's curse. As night falls, the mansion comes alive with terrifying sounds. Furniture moves on its own. The floors creak with invisible footsteps, and a sinister laughter fills the air. The group separates to explore different rooms, but they soon realize that each of them is trapped in their own nightmare. Amit finds himself in a room where time seems to stand still. Ria is locked in a mirror maze, and Neha is pulled into a dark, endless hallway that seems to stretch on forever. Raj, the last to remain calm, tries to break free, but his reflection is no longer his own. It begins mimicking his every movement, but with malevolent intent. The friends hear a voice from the mansion's deepest corners, urging them to leave before it's too late, but they can't escape. The mansion feels alive, moving and shifting, trapping them inside. Just as the group is at the brink of despair, they finally confront Anjali's ghost in the central chamber. She is not the vengeful spirit they expected. Instead, she appears sorrowful, her face covered in tears. Through a series of cryptic visions, Anjali reveals her tragic tale. She was once a loving daughter who made a mistake in trying to resurrect her lover through black magic. The ritual failed, cursing her and her family for eternity. Now she must lure others into the mansion to feed the curse and keep it alive. The friends try to reason with Anjali, but her spirit becomes increasingly angry, telling them that they are now part of her tragic fate. The mansion begins to collapse around them, the walls shaking, and a violent wind blows through the broken windows. Just when all hope seems lost, Amit remembers something from the journal, a mention of a counter curse, a way to break the mansion's hold on the spirits trapped inside. The key is forgiveness. Anjali's spirit must forgive herself for the curse to be broken. Amit, with trembling hands, recites the words from the journal, asking Anjali's spirit to let go of her pain and forgive herself for the mistakes of the past. Anjali's ghost, in a moment of clarity, finally finds peace. The mansion begins to rumble violently, but instead of collapsing, it starts to repair itself. The walls crack open, revealing light pouring in from the outside. The cursed spirits trapped within the mansion are released, and Anjali's spirit, freed from her eternal torment, ascends to the afterlife. Just as they think the danger is over, the mansion gives one final, eerie warning: you have broken the curse, but remember, the past never truly dies. The friends return to the village, safe but forever changed by what they've experienced. The villagers, however, seem to have forgotten the mansion's curse entirely, as if the mansion never existed. But Amit is plagued by one final thought: was Anjali truly freed, or did she leave behind a piece of herself in the mansion? As the friends walk away, they notice a figure standing by the mansion's gates, a woman in white, smiling, her eyes empty, waiting for her next victim. The screen cuts to black with the chilling voice of Anjali whispering, "You have been warned. The curse never truly ends."